This is the list that I ran over the weekend. It's telling us these are stocks that have seasonality. Usually I'll sort it by the update first, oldest to newest, so it kind of gives me which ones are coming up, which allows me to see when the seasonality starts kicking in. Now, these dates right here should just be used as a gauge. It's not an exact. I think that's one of the mistakes people made in the past. It's like, oh yeah, it's supposed to move on the 18th. No, I just look at it as like, okay, it's coming up sometime soon if it hasn't already started. All right. Then I sorted it by the uprate percentage. The uprate percentage just basically tells us in the last 10 years how many times did it succeed and how many times did it fail. So the 100% means that every year in the month of January, Google has gone up. Every year in the month of January, NVIDIA has gone up. What I'm more interested in is in January predominantly. So these right here, let's color code this. We'll make this. Those right there will be something I'm paying attention to. Actually, let me just do it this way. I'll be interested in those in orange, right? Because these are in January and these are 10 times out of 10. So in the last 10 years, those have all worked. Then we have these right here that are also in January, but they've done it 9 times in the last 10 years, which I'm okay with that. We saw Google on that list. So let me type in Google here. So if I go over here, I'm saying, hey, do I have a buy signal? So you can see that we already started having a buy signal on the daily chart of Google. What this would tell me is seasonality is kicking in on Google. I could go to the seasonality chart, see what it looks like. I know that this dotted line right here is where we are today. And I just want to see, what should I be expected? Should I be expected to go down first before it goes up? Or can I be expected to just start carrying on from here on out? The blue line here is the last 5 years. The orange line or the yellow line here is the last 10 years. But I like to leave it on 10 over here simply because the data is based on 10 years. If you click over here where it says future seasonality scan right there, then you have this green part right here. So this is just telling me this stock tends to go higher. I can see that based on the yellow line right there. It shows me that in that time frame that I can see is also when it's saying the most consistent rally occurs. So that's why you then see Google show up here. So what does that tell me? That tells me pay attention to Google. What I know is that Google has a track record of going higher in the month of January. It's done it for the last 10 years. Why? I have no idea. If you're the one of the type of people where you can't do it unless you know the why, be my guest, do the research, find out why. I don't worry about the whys. The only thing I care about now is now that I can see that Google's saying it goes up, I can verify that. And I say, yep, nah, I can see that right there. It seems like it does because this is the last 10 years. Then the only other thing now is to say, is it okay to buy it? And that's where I come back here and say, do we have a buy signal recently? And I can see that we have a buy signal there. So as far as I'm concerned, I'll say Google's seasonality is kicking in.